Sheriff's Department, and Cuthbert Langley from the Red Cross. So right now I'm just going to turn it directly over to Harrison. Harrison.
Good morning, everybody. Just give you a brief statement on what we've got going on. This morning, when we arrived on scene, we immediately began assessing the situation. What we found was two different trains, a passenger train and a freight train that collided. What we immediately went into was a search and rescue mode. We were able to begin to extract and assist passengers off of that train. At this time, all passengers are off of the train. That is very important to put out there. Unfortunately, there were two fatalities as a result of this collision. We're working with the coroner's office here in Lexington County very closely with that. At this time, we have transported about 70 patients with various injuries to local area hospitals. One thing that I'd like to point out is the extreme cooperation between all of the entities you see here, including, the list goes on, including City of Columbia, Richland County, Fort Jackson, CERT, DHEC. All of those agencies have been moving and operating within this location to assist and make sure that all of this is taken care of appropriately. I'll go ahead and turn it over to Captain Adam Myrick from the Lexington County Sheriff's Department to tell you about his involvement and their agency's involvement in this incident.
Good morning. I'm Captain Adam Myrick. Last name is spelled M-Y-R-I-C-K. Here to tell you a little bit about our role in this response this morning. We are on scene making sure that scene remains secure. That is really the top focus of our units that are near the crash site, to make sure the scene remains secure, and that means everyone can then work as they need to. The first responders will be safe there, and we're working alongside all of the agencies that are here. As Mr. Cahill mentioned, there are a number of them. We are also teaming up with state troopers to control traffic in the area. We've got some traffic checkpoints there, not checkpoints, but traffic control points that we are also working, making sure that we have the proper access, and those who need to access the site can get there. Those who don't quite yet at this point, we're keeping those at a location and at a safe distance so we as first responders can do our work. Something else the deputies have done here in the last hour or so is we have transported those who are not injured to the reception site. So we know that they are shaken up quite a bit. We know that this is unlike anything else that they have ever been through. So we wanted to get them out of the cold, get them out of the weather, get them to a warm place. So we have transported them in our units to the reception site, which is going to be opened up by the American Red Cross. With that, I'll turn it over to Cuthbert Langley from the American Red Cross to tell you a little bit about the operation there at the reception site.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Cuthbert Langley. That's C-U-T-H-B-E-R-T-L-A-N-G-L-E-Y, spokesperson for the South Carolina Red Cross. We are supporting the opening of that reception site at Pine Ridge Middle School. We also have more than a dozen volunteers and staff that are either on their way here or here right now. Those staff members and volunteers are coming from across the state to assist with this effort. We have emergency response vehicle that's coming as well that will be at the reception site to provide water and snacks and those sorts of things. And we are going to continue to work with the government partners you see up here with first responders and assist them as the investigation and as the day progresses. Again, the Red Cross is going to be here for as long as needed. We're going to step in any way that we are asked to help, because obviously today is quite a tragic day for so many people, and the Red Cross is going to be here to help for as long as we're needed. Thank you.
All right, this time, any questions?
Any roads blocked at this point?
Right now, the only roads blocked would be Pine Ridge Drive, and it's the one that runs right here next to EMD all the way down to 321.
Can you characterize the 70 injuries?
I'll let Harrison take care of that for you.
Yeah. So the 70 injuries range, obviously, in variety. We have anything from small scratches and bumps to more severe broken bones. So they kind of run the gamut in between that.
Are they non-life-threatening?
That at that time, I don't have that information, but I can get that information.
Can you go over again the basics of what happened here today? I wasn't going at the very beginning, just so I have the details. What happened this morning?
Yeah, so there was a train collision and derailment near Charleston Highway and Pine Ridge Drive between a freight train and a passenger train. When we arrived on scene, we began assisting passengers off of that train. At this time, there are no passengers on the train. It's very important to put that out. There were about 70 passengers that were transported to local area hospitals for various injuries. There were 2 fatalities, according to the Lexington County Coroner's Office. That has been confirmed. And right now, we're also asking people that if they have any concerns or want more information, to call Amtrak info line. That number is 1-800-523-9101. Again, that's the Amtrak info line. That's 1-800-523-9101.
Were the fatalities from the CSX or from Amtrak?
At that point, I don't have that information. At this point, I don't have that information. That will probably come out either from CSX or the Lexington County Coroner's Office.
Do you know in which direction the trains were traveling?
At this point, no. We just know that they collided on the tracks.
Any idea why they collided?
Not at this time. That will be up to the investigation of CSX and the National NTSB.
What about hazardous material on the CSX train?
There was our hazmat team did respond. We were able to secure 2 leaks of fuel from the trains. Right now, we're estimating about 5,000 gallons of fuel has spilled. We have called in DHEC and CSX's DHEC team to secure that leak, and we are also assisting in that as much as we can.
But no threat to the greater public as well.
No threat to the public at this time.
Jared, I'm sure every year you guys must think of 2005 Graniteville. Anytime you hear of a train wreck, that immediately comes to mind. Can you talk about the amount of training that goes into?
Absolutely. Well, this is not our first train derailment. You mentioned the Graniteville incident in 2005. This is nothing like that. Unfortunately, we have many more people who were affected directly by this incident. It's unfortunate that we have 2 fatalities. Our hearts are with those families right now. We want to make sure right now the focus is on the passengers on that train, that they have someplace warm, that any unmet needs that they may have, that those are being attended to. But we do have extensive training and working with our local first responders and our county emergency managers in terms of who calls who. Where do you go to get resources? How can we reach out to any of the train companies and so forth? So you're absolutely right. That's something that we look at every single year. Okay? Anything else?
Anything the public can do to help with this?
Right now, stay away from this area. If you were going to come to Pine Ridge for whatever reason, might be best to delay your trip or your plans for the next couple of hours. If there's any information, call that Amtrak number that Harrison just gave. If there's anything that we can do or any information that you might need, especially if you have a loved one who was on board this train, call that telephone number, and Harrison can give it right here directly in just a minute. Okay?
How is it going to impact the traffic flow? Is it a certain area that's cordoned off?
Fortunately, this is a relatively low traffic area in terms of, especially on a Sunday. Highway 321 traffic impact should be minimal.
Can you talk about, I guess, the span of wreckage? Is it quarter mile, half a mile?
Yeah, that's one of the things we're trying to determine and get more information for you. We'll have all of that type of thing, and especially in regards to what the NTSB is doing, what Amtrak will be doing, that will all come out a little bit later. Okay, anything else? All right, we'll try to have another briefing as we have more information, but this will be the Joint Information Center, the media briefing area, so any official information about this incident will come from right here. And of course, you guys have our telephone numbers, so anything comes up, just give us a call, okay? Thank you very much.
All right.